public schools. We have over 26,000 children in the public school system, and we have a college of 6,000 people. Okay, we are a tourist city, an industrial high-tech center, a commercial center, transport center, and a service center. We have a very large coal-fired electric power station. We have world's second largest desalination plant, an oil port, all very sensitive areas in the southern part of the city which have constantly been hit by missiles. If we look at the homeland security situation, Askelon is not very far from Gaza. We're actually 5 miles or 7 kilometers from the Gaza Strip, and that's why since 2006 we've been a target together with Sderot, which is right on the border, for repeated missile attacks on the city. As you can see in this slide, since 2006, almost 300 missiles have been shot at the center of Askelon, and in the southern area, more than 100 missiles on the national infrastructure. So we have been experiencing quite a number of missiles. Since July 8th, there has been over 65 missiles shot at Askelon, and over 35 have been shot down by Iron Dome. What is the chief responsibility of the city? We're not the first people out when a missile strikes. That's the police, the army, the emergency medical services, the fire department, and they clean up the original explosions. And then the first thing they do is they call up the city and they say, hey, come on down. It's your turn. Bring the psychologists, sociologists, infrastructure people, and start working. Now, until this moment, we're sitting here in the command center in the situation room. We're blind. So I developed a system in 2006 using geographic information system, and it's called GEARS. And the idea of this is that we're using maps, very smart maps, where all the information is in the computer. And what do we include? We include all the public buildings in the city and who occupies them at what time of the day. We include all hazardous materials in industry, as well as used for water purification. We also map populations to their house. And what populations do we map? Essentially, we're mapping and looking at the elderly, the very young, people who have all kinds of health problems, whether they be crippled, blind, deaf, people who are mentally challenged, because these are the people that usually during the day are in the homes while everybody's at work or the children are at school, and these are the people we have to look for when a missile falls. What we essentially do is within 5 minutes after I'm given the coordinates of a missile strike, as you can see on the slide here, the little red dot, all the information within 120 yards or a radius of 120 meters, all the information of who's there, what's there, comes up. And as you see at the top of the screen, we can make a table right away. This were 5 different missile strikes at the same time. And we can automatically know who's in each area, what's in each area, so we can create response teams. So within 5 minutes after they get that, we're ready to go. So this is the first time, or at least in 2006, it was the first time that we get the right people to the right place at the right time, which saves lives. And this is a very important factor that we've developed and helped us make a response. Now, I'm not going to go back and look at one of the things, of course, has been helping us tremendously is Iron Dome. I understand you visited Iron Dome?
Right. No, yes. We will.
Well, you will?
Yes,
okay, so I won't explain about Iron Dome. But the last thing I want to talk about is what's happened this last couple of days. Like we said, we had a lot of shots at us. We had over 65, over 35 shot down. Unfortunately, yesterday was a bad day for Askelon. We had 4 missile strikes. You can see the 4 missile strikes well distributed over the city. Unfortunately, we had a young boy who didn't obey the commands of the Homeland Security, which tells you if you're outside and there is no protection, to lie down and cover your head. Unfortunately, he didn't do that, and when a missile hit one of the buildings, he got a lot of shrapnel in his belly. It was very close. The emergency people, medical people were there, got him to the hospital, Barzilai Medical Center in Askelon, and right now, even though he's in critical conditions, he's stable. So hopefully he'll be able to survive a nasty blow. Someone else also was cut by flying glass. One house took a missile right outside. It was a Grad missile right outside their house, and it did quite a damage. In fact, you can see here in the staircase, all the windows blown out. They were in their safe room. 85% of the people in Askelon, because of building codes since the year 2000, are required to have either a safe room in their house, or if it's an apartment building, it used to be a safe room on the apartment floor for all the apartments, or in the worst case, they have a bomb shelter down below in the basement. So at least 85% of the population, about 110,000 people, are well protected. The 25,000 people who don't have shelters, there are outside public shelters. There've been, and most of those can get there in time. Those that aren't, we're in the process now of trying to find solutions to help those people who can't possibly make it within 30 seconds to a outside shelter. One thing we also do, which is very important, is be responsive to the public. Right outside in front of us here is the call center for the city of Askelon, which automatically becomes the emergency call center. And what we do is we are constantly taking what people are talking to us about and making almost an immediate response to help them. Here we're also mapping it using GIS. Here you see this was in November during the pillar of cloud operation. And we can break it down very easily to look at what the distribution, whether it be social services, public shelters, educational services. We're doing the same thing today in order for us to give a response to help the people as fast as possible. Everything is concentrated on the people. Okay.
Questions to Dr. Marcus, please. Ellen, toda rabba. Any questions?
Could you just repeat your title? Not so
First one, Director of Strategic Planning. If anybody wants, I have a card.
Yes, we would love to have your card.
Yeah.
Any question to Dr. Marcus, please?
Do you have miguniot, and what does it mean, miguniot?
Miguniot are emergency shelters for usually outside, so people near schools, so people that within the 30 seconds that they have can get off the streets and find some kind of protection.
Thank you.
Okay.
How's the hospital functioning?